Roger Walton with a moment from our Christian musical heritage. Thomas Chisholm is the writer of this hymn of the faith. Chisholm was saved at the age of 27 at a revival meeting. He later became an ordained preacher and pastored a church for 1 year before he fell ill and had to resign. He described himself as just an old shoe, but most thought he was closer to the Lord than even he realized. Early after his conversion, he wrote these awesome, wonderful, and convicting words. Oh, to be like thee, blessed Redeemer. This is my constant longing and prayer. Gladly I'll forfeit all of earth's treasures, Jesus, thy perfect likeness to wear. Oh, to be like thee, oh, to be like thee, blessed Redeemer, pure as thou art. Come in thy sweetness, come in thy fullness, stamp thine own image deep on my heart.
Oh, to be like thee, oh, to be like thee, blessed Redeemer, pure as thou art. Come in thy sweetness, come in thy fullness, stamp thine own image deep on my heart. Stamp thine own image deep on my heart.
A Christian musical heritage moment is a production of Anchor Broadcasting.
And good afternoon to you, Brian Coates and
Breanna Quinn,
who grew up in Bolivia.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
Very good. I've been working at the barn all day.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I've been working. I'm switching over, moving everything from one barn to another barn.
So where's the first barn and where's the second barn?
So I got this horse trailer, and I've been working on renovating it, and I've done the whole shebang. I've sanded it, and I've put the anti-rust stuff on it and painted it and sealed it and all the different things. And so finally, I got all that taken care of, and so I moved a lot of my tack inside of that horse trailer. Mm-hmm. And then what's remaining, I'm putting up my dad. My dad has a little barn that he built himself over the years. And I'm putting all the rest of it up there, and then I'm turning that little building into a chicken coop. So I've been working
at
there
your
all
house?
Day. No, it's over where the horses are.
Where the horses are. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's
all be
that's
together.
Enjoyable.
Yeah. You don't realize how stuff accumulates over time.
Oh yes, I do. Stuff does accumulate over time. So my wife she's being a minimalist.
Yes.
So she has spent a lot of time getting rid of things, selling things, and I have learned that Facebook Market is a fantastic place to get rid of things.
Yeah.
It really is. People will buy it. They'll come get it from you. They'll pay you cash money for it, and it's a really cool thing.
the only thing that I sometimes, so I've done that. I've sold stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and it really is great. The only negative is you get all these messages like, hey, is this still for sale?
And then they never
And
respond
then
back.
they never respond. Or, hey, would you take like 5% of what you're asking for this
I'll
item?
tell you how to fix
or
that.
How?
Swap Shop.
Swap Shop, that's true.
Sell your stuff on Swap Shop.
Well, and the thing is with Facebook Marketplace is they have those automated questions you can ask, you know, and people will send those and then never follow up.
And there's only 2 billion people on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah,
Why reach out to them when you could put it on Swap Shop?
that's true.
I mean, everybody's going to find out about it.
Yeah.
So, if you want to buy, sell, or trade something and it's just not working out for you on Facebook, or you don't want to fool with Facebook, which is, a pretty good idea too, then you can put it on Swap Shop and we will tell everybody about it.
Yeah, we will.
And it works. It works beautifully. So I was looking at this traffic notification that we got, and I'm trying to find it. It was here, and then I lost it. I got it back now. Okay, so here we go. You ready?
Yeah. Also, I have
This is
2
fun.
things to tell you after your
Yep,
traffic.
traffic first. We're going in order
said
of importance.
after traffic.
This is very important here. So I'm going to talk about my important traffic announcement, which makes everybody so happy. Here's what it says. Heads up, night cruisers. I'm not a late night cruiser. I'm sorry. I travel home from revivals and et cetera, but I'm not a late night cruiser. Do you like being out late at night
Yeah,
on the
I'm
interstate
much more.
just for the fun of it?
Oh, on the interstate, no.
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
avoid it at all costs.
So here we go. Starting Monday, April the 28th, and that's today. Monday, April the 28th, expect nighttime closures on I-26 eastbound between exits 44 and 49 due to construction work. So that's if you're heading toward Hendersonville from Asheville or airport. 44 is going to be where you get off at to go to what used to be Park Ridge. There's a truck stop there. That's the Naples exit, 44, Naples, Fletcher, then Hendersonville. Exit 44 all the way to exit 49, which is your Hendersonville exit. So that's going to be shut down, and that's going to be from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. So if you want to go that way, don't.
You can't.
You can't. No matter if you want to or not, you can't.
I'm a night owl, but I hate the interstate.
You hate the interstate
Hate it
at all costs.
at all costs.
Uh-huh.
I'll take a back road any day.
Will you?
Yeah, to avoid the
Well,
interstate.
you're going to have to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. So can I say my 2 things now?
Sure.
Because I want to.
I have a whole list here.
My first thing is that prayer works.
I agree.
Okay.
100%.
Because you left out here Friday
Uh-huh.
and was telling me that it was going to rain. It was going to rain. It was going to rain.
Uh-huh.
And from 12 o'clock to I get home around 6:45. I live 5 minutes down the road.
Uh-huh.
From 12 to 6:45, not a drop of rain fell at my house.
So your furniture, whatever that was, is fine.
Okay, yes, but y'all had me doubting myself on Friday during Swap Shop. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, am I wrong? Or did we not take our couches out growing up and wash them and let them dry in the sun? She's like, oh, yeah. I was like, I thought so. I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I thought maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering
Yeah, but that
things
wasn't
wrong.
a couch. You said it wasn't a couch.
I know, but we took our actual couches out and washed them and let them dry in the sun.
It's wonderful.
So I did. So I went home and I took my bucket of water and I rinsed off my couches, let them dry for a day in the
This
sun.
is a phenomenon I've just never heard of. Daniel, you ever heard of that? Daniel,
they
our producer
dried.
extraordinaire, Daniel Nicholson, says no, it's 2-1.
Okay, but in Bolivia, they take everything out and wash it and let it dry in the sun. Everything.
Yeah.
Clothes, couches, rugs, you name it.
No,
they
I get
do it.
I mean, my wife has a clothesline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I built her a nice clothesline. That's her thing.
And let me
just
just
never
say, it
heard.
dry. So this chair, I know it's not a couch, but this chair, the top part
I
you can
don't know
unzip.
what it is. Don't look
I
at me as
know.
though I said that.
I know, but I'm saying if
You
I
don't
call
know
it
what
a
it is.
couch, if I call it a
You
couch,
have
you're
no
gonna-
idea what you're sitting on when you go home.
a
This
piece
thing.
of furniture. Okay, so the top part unzips, but the bottom part doesn't. So I soaked both of them equally, let them dry for a day. I unzipped the top part to see if it dried all the way through the cushion.
Yeah.
And it did. So it dried all the way through. So all those people on Swap Shop that said that the squishy foam wouldn't dry, it did.
Wow.
So y'all were wrong. it dried.
I stand corrected. Did you take like a picture or video for evidence, or are you just ranting?
I didn't take a picture, but I can. I can bring it in. We can post it on Facebook.
So, in other words, you said prayer works. Okay, fine. God withheld the rain, but if it had come a
gully washer?
gully washer, you'd have been in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're both right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah. That is true. If it would have yeah, probably. If it would have came a gully washer.
Yeah,
But I prayed the rain away.
Prayed the rain away.
I prayed the rain away.
Yeah.
You wouldn't play that song for me on Friday.
I would not.
You should have played it because I prayed the rain away. I was like, Lord,
good job.
I started doubting myself. I'm like, oh my goodness, maybe they're right.
I've never heard of this. This is a new phenomenon to me,
But
and I don't think I'm going to try it.
Also, I can't talk. Over the weekend, I collected more data, if you will, on the peanut butter. Mm-hmm. And while there were some people who still said salty, the majority of people that I questioned, which I might have led them a little bit, but said sweet. Peanut butter was sweet.
Well, the minute I got to my vehicle, my wife had already texted me during Swap Shop, but the minute I got out to my vehicle, I called her, and she immediately told me that I was, incorrect in that, and that peanut butter is a sweet thing.
Yes.
But I'll.
You'll die on that hill.
You better believe it.
I think too, but like I said, what day was that? Thursday?
I don't know.
I think it was Thursday. My mind works a lot by association, and everything a peanut butter is associated with is sweet. Peanut butter brownies, peanut butter cookies, peanut butter ice cream, Reese cups, Reese Pieces. The list goes on.
I just cannot, in my mind, on any planet, in any universe, imagine taking a jar of peanut butter, opening the lid, sticking a spoon into it, putting it in my mouth, and going, that is so sweet. I can't do that unless it's made to be that way. But not just ground up peanut butter. I just can't imagine in my mind. Just peanuts don't. Now, there's honey roasted and all of this stuff. I get that. But if it's just straight up peanut butter, I just can't. I can't in forever.
Maybe. I don't know.
You want to do a roll call?
Sure.
California, Delaware, Georgia, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Ukraine, Russia, and Canada, and Great Britain, all listening right now.
And she's from Bolivia.
And we, Miss Breanna's from Bolivia. So there you have it. That's who we have online with us right now, and several of those are multiples. Thank you so much for. And by the way, if you don't, and I want to talk about this for a minute, if you know of somebody that doesn't normally listen or doesn't know much about us, send them a text and say, hey, listen to WGCR Radio. Let's share that. If somebody told you about it, no doubt, whether you've listened to your whole life and because your parents listened or whatever, or maybe somebody told you about WGCR and you turned but we have this beautiful thing called the Anchor Broadcasting Network, and it includes a free app. And for a long time, I mentioned on when I was doing drive time every day, I'd always try to push the app. Right now on Sermon Audio, we have Texas, Arizona, and North Carolina watching with us on Sermon Audio. Thank you so much.
But I was surprised how many people didn't know about the app.
Yeah,
and that it's free.
It's
too.
free.
There's no, a lot of apps that you download, it'll say like in-app purchase available or whatever. And so even though you don't initially have to pay anything, eventually you do. But that's not the case with the ABN app. You never have to pay anything. It's a completely free app.
Well, you can make a one-time purchase with a lot of things. You can make monthly. There's monthly fees on a lot of apps, but this is nothing. The Share-a-thon pays for it, and that's what we raise the money for. And you have this app that you have access to for free. You don't have to pay a monthly on it. You don't have to pay to download it onto your phone.
No.
It's there, and it has several beautiful channels that I love.
Yeah.
And it's all in-house. We don't outsource any of it. We do it right. We have the computers here that stream all of this. So the video channel, you can turn that video channel on anytime, day or night, and you can see share-a-thon videos from churches. I just got a, I haven't told Brother Daniel about this yet. I just got a whole bunch of videos from a church in Tennessee that has a TV program. They're going to start sending us their videos to put on the video channel. There's old classic videos on there, and we're going to be adding to that. And so you can go watch. It's kind of like a WGCR TV. It's really neat.
And the cool thing, too, I think a lot of people don't realize how much is on the app, too.
Right.
Because, I pulled it up just so that I can describe it better. But whenever you pull it up, you'll see the 4 boxes, WGCR Live, which is us
Listening
right now.
to this right now.
Preaching channel, which is just 24 hours of preaching. The music channel, that's 24 hours music. And then, like you said, you just now explained the video channel.
Right.
But in the top left-hand corner, there's like 3 little bars, 3 little lines. And a lot of people miss it, but if you tap that, it'll have Anchor Baptist Church live, and you can watch our services live on Sunday mornings, Sunday nights, and Wednesdays. But you can also, if you click on drive time, it'll take you straight to our website that has all the previous drive times loaded on here. I think we do like 2 weeks worth, so not all of them, but the past 2 weeks worth. And then same thing with Swap Shop. You can go to Pulpit Hour, and you can, a lot of people will call in and ask for the message that just played and how they can get it. You know, a lot of people still request CDs.
Oh, yeah.
But if you wanted to listen to it and you can download it free of charge and have it on your phone, you can do that right here on our app.
Right.
There's Pulpit Hour, Wings with the Word. There's also, whenever we raise money for things, like when we were doing Ezra to Israel or different things like that we've raised money for in the past, you can, at the very bottom, there's a heart and it says give, and you can go on there, and I think it uses Tithely. Am I correct on that? And you can press donate now, and then it'll take you to where you can give directly without even having to call and go through that, which, I mean, you're welcome to call, but that's one way you can do it too.
So we talked about the video channel for a minute. Now let's talk about the music channel.
Yeah.
So that's WGCR style music. Now, we are not a Southern gospel reporting station. We are nothing like that. But we have gospel music, we have bluegrass music, we have Southern gospel music, we have choirs, we have church groups, we have share-a-thon music, we have original stuff, we have a beautiful buffet of music.
Yeah.
And when you listen to the music channel, anytime, and there are some businesses that have talked about putting the music channel in their intercom, you know, when you walk in and you're listening to music, it's free. All of this is free.
Yeah.
So that's the music channel, and then we have the preaching channel. So the preaching channel was created by years and years and years of accumulating pulpit hour messages.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've listened to Pulpit Hour, and it's 2 o'clock every day, and it's just a special message pulled out from a meeting somewhere or a church service somewhere. And we've accumulated that over the years, and there's over 1,000 of those on the preaching channel, and it's growing. We'll be adding more to that. So it's kind of like a 24-hour-a-day pulpit hour.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, the radio feed you can listen to. And really, honestly, there's times that I've been around the country, even around Western North Carolina, where if you have the Bluetooth or the way to tether or plug your phone into your vehicle, and you have unlimited data on your phone, it's great.
Which almost all plans nowadays include the unlimited data.
If you listen to that, you plug that into your car, it's just like being in the control room with us. I mean, it's just like being right here. You can hear it that good, if not better.
Honestly, most of the time I pull up the app because I get a better signal, and it comes through clear. Like if I'm traveling or whatever, driving, it'll usually come through clear. So most of the time, I've got like a little aux cord that I can plug in. I got an adapter that goes to my phone from that.
Right.
And I can listen to it over the radio. But like I said, it comes through clear as a bell, regardless of where I'm at.
Yep, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's just some things that you can benefit from for free on the Anchor Broadcasting Network app that you can get for free. And there is no monthly subscription, and it offers all of those channels. And so we want to invite you to do that. Also, we're still collecting information for the Appalachian Apocalypse book. And you can send your stories, your videos, your pictures about your situation with Hurricane Helene to our email address, helene@anchorbaptist.org, Helene, Helene, @anchorbaptist.org. And so we want everybody to participate in that. You don't have to, your story does not have to be some super spectacular story, or if it is, you can do that as well. So we want them all, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see that text message?
I saw the text message. You can read it. I don't care. I'll be quiet.
It says, let me go on record. Whatever Sis Breanna says is truth, and I think she should have her own special time for conspiracy theories. Or whatever she wants.
Well, we'll have a vote on that, and that'll be sometime next leap year. We'll schedule a vote at midnight. If anybody wants to come by and participate, we'll think about doing that. Conspiracies are interesting, and I just, they're Because there's some of them I'm like, my wife will show me something and I'll read it or I'll watch it and I'm like, there's no way in the world you can get around that.
There's some conspiracy theories that aren't conspiracy theories.
No, they're just truth.
Truths.
It's,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So you ready?
I'm ready.
1789, on this day, there was a mutiny on the HMS Bounty, as if you really cared about that, because I certainly don't. But this is something interesting, though. I don't know that I've seen one of these, but apparently it's a thing. Inventor Howard Ross, on this date in 1953, invented a patent for a double coat, which is an outer layer that can be extended to cover two people. The intended use was to protect spectators in athletic stadiums when it rains. So in other words, if you and your husband were to go to an outdoor ball game and the weather was bad, you could wear this shared two-person coat. I don't know that I've ever seen one. Have you?
No.
There's a patent for it, and it was invented in 1953.
Have you ever watched Shark Tank?
No,
Really?
I have not. No.
I feel like that's something you would like. They have a group of investors, and then they have people who come and present their ideas. And some of them are genius, and then they call them the sharks. They decide if they want to invest or not in that product. And some of them are the dumbest things you've ever
I can't
seen.
imagine.
But some of them are really good. So they're it's either a business idea or it's a product, either or.
Yeah.
And then the sharks decide if they want to invest in it. That makes
Well,
me think of it.
in 1953, this guy invented this, and I've never seen one. I wonder if you could go on Amazon and order one. I don't know. I didn't try that. I don't know that I would. But anyway, if you want to take your spouse to a outdoor ball game and the weather's going to be bad, see if you can buy a double coat, because apparently that will keep you protected. And then here's a little interesting story that popped up today in the Associated Press. You ready?
I'm ready.
In Simsbury, Connecticut, a lady had just returned home from lunch last Saturday with her husband and two young children when she looked out the window and spotted two bears walking across her backyard in Simsbury, Connecticut. Her wildlife visitors didn't really surprise her. In recent years, bears have been pretty common in Simsbury, which is a suburb community of 24,000 people located 12 miles northwest of Hartford. And they got into the trash, et cetera, et cetera. Now, we have a common issue with that here in the mountains of western North Carolina, but this is in a very highly densely populated city area where bears are now invading the communities.
I've got a bear story.
Okay, let's hear your bear story. I figured you would have something to say about that.
I've got a
Let's
story
hear
for
your
everything.
bear story. Go.
So we were at, have you ever heard of Camp Cedar Cliff?
Yes.
So Camp Cedar Cliff, I'm on a riding team, and it's called Riding on Faith Ministries.
Okay.
And we go around and we perform for a number of things, Bible schools, rodeos, camps. And this particular week, Camp Cedar Cliff host either kids that have cancer or kids who are affected by cancer. So like if their parents or their siblings or, have cancer. So this camp, they can go to it free of charge. And so they do a bunch of fun things for them. And they had asked us to come out, and we actually have some routines that we do that are specific to hope and cancer and stuff. So anyways, we were going, and it was on a Saturday, and I was working here. And so I came straight from here. I think Daniel found those two-person raincoats.
Goodness.
He was trying to get your attention.
Okay, keep going. I'm listening.
So
Wow.
I left straight from here to go up there, and so I had already let them know I'd probably be a little bit late because it was going to take me about an hour to get there. So my friend said, well, I'm going to go ahead and have your horse tacked up. She trailered him over there for me. She said, I'll go ahead and have your horse tacked up, and I'll leave him tied out on the trailer. So all of them were already warming up down in the field where everybody parked was like up on a hill. So I get there, and the horse is kind of like real nervous, and it's pacing, and it's just kind of like, if you ever know horses, you know what I'm talking about, but they get where they're just like distracted and they're not paying attention. And so anyways, I thought it was because
My 13-year-old gets that way sometimes. Different thing, I guess. I'm listening, though.
But I thought it was because a lot of horses are buddy sour because they're naturally herd animals. And so I thought it was just because all the other horses were down in the field and she wasn't with them. So anyways, I get her tacked up and she's just acting, so nervous. And I'm thinking, what is your deal? Well, they had a rule at Camp Cedar Cliff for whatever reason. You had to get down to the field. There was like a little road and you had to walk them down. You couldn't ride on them.
Right.
So you had to lead them down. So anyways, I leave the little parking lot, and as soon as her hoofs touch the pavement, she rears up on her back legs. And so I jerk her down. I'm like, what is your problem? And I look at her, and I look at her eyes, and her eyes are just bugging out, just as big as they can. And she's kind of like shaking. And I thought, what on earth? And I look at her eyes, and I look at what she's looking at. About 15 feet away, there's this huge black bear that is getting into the trash. And it is 15 feet away from me, and it's huge. It was a huge black bear. And so I'm thinking, I'm going to get mauled right here. My horse is going to run off. Nobody's going to know that I'm dead until all these kids come up the road and see my mauled body right here laying on the road, because nobody knows where I'm at right now, and I'm by myself. And they're just going to think I didn't show up to the performance and not going to know till after. And I'm going to be dead by then. So I just real calmly, I try to calm my horse down, and I pet her. And the bear's making eye contact with me. So that was what was kind of...
Did you say hey or anything?
No, I'm thinking I'm going to get mauled by this thing.
It's a black bear?
Yeah.
It's still going to hurt you unless you threaten its cub.
Really? Well, you tell me that now. In the moment, I thought for sure I was going to get mauled. Because it's...
What does it want from you?
My horse, I don't know. Maybe it's hungry.
Do bears eat horses?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
You don't know.
Did the bear feel threatened by the horse?
It could have.
Could have.
Because what happened was it was standing up on its back legs trying to get
That would
into
have
this
been a
trash.
fight to see.
Right?
Horse versus
No, the
bear.
horse would have left me in a heartbeat. It would have been gone. No regard for my life. At all whatsoever.
That selfish,
But the
despicable
horse,
creature.
The bear, it was one of those big metal trash cans. Or like the dumpster, not a trash can. And so it was standing up on its back legs, smelling or whatever. And whenever my horse reared up and I looked over and I seen it, he dropped down to 4 paws and was just staring at me. And so anyways, I calmly try to calm my horse down, and I get on its back, and I thought, I'm breaking the rules, but it's okay because I'm about to die, possibly. And that bear watched me walk off all the way around, and he actually turned around and not followed us, but followed us with his head and his eyes until we got around the corner, and then I don't know what happened from there.
Could you put out a pot of honey out there to distract the bear? Would that have helped?
Yeah, because I carry honey in my back pocket with me everywhere I go.
So I don't have a bear story, but I do have a horse story.
Okay.
A very good horse story.
Okay, tell it.
It's a classic story.
Okay.
So...
Did you ride a pony at a fair or something?
No, this is much more valiant than that.
Okay. Tell your horse story.
This should go down in the history books.
Okay.
So it was wait a minute. I gotta have something to go along with this. Wait just a minute. This has to be told correctly.
Brian gets a theme song for everything.
I have to.
That he
It
does.
has to have it's called a music bed.
Okay.
You know what a music bed is?
Well, yeah.
This is a music bed. Okay. Let me see what year it would have been. It would have been 2002. It was the summer of 2002. I'm not going to start with a dark and stormy night because anyway, I'd been invited on a mission trip to South America. You were very little.
I do remember you there.
Yeah, you were
Santa
very
Cruz,
little. I went to
yeah.
Santa Cruz. Came back home and then subsequently went on a mission trip to the West,
Okay.
the beautiful America. We traveled across the country in 2 15-passenger vans. We participated in a Bible camp in Montana and then another Bible camp in Idaho. At the time, me and Laura Sherlin were courting, and we were courting on this missionary journey. At the end of the 2 weeks of camp, one in Montana and one in Idaho, the leader of the trip surprised us with a trip to a ranch where we were going to spend 3 days. We'd rented this enormous cabin. All the teenage boys stayed on one side and all the teenage girls stayed on the other. We went horseback riding the next day. We mounted our stallions. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Steeds.
Yeah.
Our trusty steeds.
Our trusty steeds. And we're going through the mountains in Idaho. And something spooked the horse that my girlfriend was riding at the time. it started trotting down through the woods. As far as I was concerned, it was running 90 miles an hour. I don't know how fast it was going. I then giddy-upped my horse down the same side of the same mountain and grabbed a hold of the reins and pulled her and her horse back to safety on the path.
Really?
And this
a true
happened.
story?
This is a true story.
That's probably why she married
Ask
you.
her about it. It was so impressive. It was so impressive. They thought about naming the state after me. It was so impressive. But they liked Idaho better than, because all the potatoes. But anyway, you can ask her.
That's
This
probably
happened.
why she married
I don't know if
you.
she's listening right now because it's Monday, but she'll tell you that actually happened.
Wow.
The horse was spooked, and her dad didn't take off down the mountain. He was way ahead of us, but I did. And
I've
then,
got a similar story with my husband-ish.
are you going to try to one-up me? That's the
No,
best
no,
story
no.
that's ever been told
No,
on
I
Swap
was
Shop
just
by
thinking.
far. She's going to try to one-up me. I have a similar
So I
story.
don't get theme music for my story.
You don't get nothing because you like mayonnaise and you mess me up. Daniel
So-
found a two-person. What is this thing called, Daniel? This is a.
It's a coat.
Thanks. That's not what I'm looking for. It's called a. It has a name here. This thing is called. Oh, it's called a cuddle buddy.
A cuddle buddy.
This is for husbands and wives when they go to a ball game and it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
There's a two-person coat.
That's not for those who are listening.
And
It's not like
invented
a
in
raincoat. It's like a
It's not.
snuggly,
Yeah.
fuzzy blanket.
Yeah, but I mean, the one that was invented in 1953 could have been a raincoat or
Yeah.
a regular coat. Okay, go ahead and tell me your story. Whatever.
I was at practice one day.
Wake me up when you're done. It can't beat my story.
Not exactly, but it did make me fall in love with my husband more. You were talking about, I'm sure
My
Miss
story
Laura-
did?
No,
I should
I'm
tell you more of
saying-
my stories.
No, I'm saying that Miss Laura probably fell in love with you even deeper at that moment.
Oh, okay.
When you rescued her.
I did. I rescued her.
And so I have a similar
Should I tell
story.
the story again? I already put the music up.
Listen
Okay, let's
to
hear,
my- it's
let's
my
hear your
turn.
story. Go ahead.
So
Tell your story, Breanna. Go.
I can't do the deep dramatic voice though thing that you do.
It was a dark and stormy night. The fog was coming off the river.
It was a bright and sunny day.
I'm
110
introducing
degrees.
it for you. Go.
So
I'll kill the music. Go.
we were having practice.
What kind of
and-
practice?
On horses.
On
We're
horses.
right on Faith Ministries.
Okay.
And so we're practicing with the flag. In this particular routine, all of the horses behind me were carrying Christian flags.
Really?
And
Like in
I
their
was
mouth?
carrying no, the riders carry them.
You didn't
in
say
their
that. You
hand.
said the horses were
Well,
carrying
you know what? I
flags.
think that the average person would understand what I was
Not
saying.
the average person.
The average bear.
I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment.
What
Keep
was
going.
it that you said Friday? I had questionable decision
You're
making.
getting off the trail.
Okay, here's my trail.
Like my wife got off
So-
the trail and I had to rescue her.
I had a big American flag that I was carrying in my hand
Okay.
while I was mounted on my horse, and I'm supposed to keep on running a few laps around the arena while all the other horses go out. And so I'm running so fast that I had already made one lap, and I was catching the tail end of the other riders, and they were going out the gate. So the gate was open. Well, my horse is supposed to keep on running, but he's seen all those other horses running out the gate. So he tried to make a beat, like last minute, at the very end, he tried to run out the gate, subsequently throwing me,
Wow.
a big word, right? I was kind of nervous about that.
You did good. Subsequently, that's a big word.
He,
And it was used appropriately.
I didn't know if
Got
I was
any
going
more
to
of those?
pronounce it right.
Okay, keep going.
So it threw me into the gate, and he went out of the arena, and my husband runs and comes and catches him because we were in like the middle of nowhere in this like a little arena. So if he would have got loose, it would have been a headache to try to get him. And so my husband runs up and grabs him, and then he runs over there to me and gets me. And I was like, the fact that he caught my horse, I just fell in love with him so much right then.
Mine was better. Where's Swap Shop items? We got to wake
Is it
our
already-
listening
it's
audience
already
back up.
Swap Shop
It's
item
Swap
time.
Shop item time.
Time flies when you're having fun.
And I'm telling you, my story was just better. Anyway, I don't want to take a vote because
I didn't
people
say it
automatically
wasn't
vote for
better.
you. We come on Swap Shop and the text line's full of, tell Breanna she's right. Just as soon as we turn on Swap Shop, it's
You
always
know what that's
that.
probably a sign of?
What?
That I'm right.
Just because the vote goes that way, man, that's not good. That's
I
not.
didn't say your story wasn't better. I just said I had a similar story.
You said, I'm going to one up your story. Something like that. That's what I heard. Anyway, okay, you got your swap shop items up over there?
No.
Okay, well, I don't either. You can buy, sell, or trade on Swap Shop by calling 884-9427 and listing your item, or you can email it to us, control@wgcr.net, or you can send us a text at 577-1296. For rent, 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath mobile home on a private lot in Mills River, $1,100 a month plus security deposit. References required. 606-9411, 828-606-9411.
4 wheels and tires, half tread remaining. Fits a 6-lug Ford F-150, size 305/45/22. They're asking $400. Aluminum truck box for sale as well, 63 inches long. Fits a Toyota Tacoma right now, $175 is what they're asking. For both of those items, call 553-5581 for more information.
42-inch Toro zero-turn lawnmower with bags, $2,000 or best offer, 760-221-0254, 760-221-0254.
A variety of fishing poles and reels for sale. Call 828-575-8085 for more information.
Free upright small freezer, 828-891-4544. That's 891-4544.
They are, well, let's see, the cabinet's already sold. So let's see, John Deere riding mower, 48-inch deck, needs repair. It includes a lawn cart and a push mower. They're asking $425 for that. Call 828-877-3099 for more information.
We're done.
We're done.
And we'll be back with you on Swap Shop tomorrow. Brian Coates.
And Breanna Quinn.
And she grew up in Bolivia. Have a great day.
Have a great day.